that being said, if you're not spiritual, if you have no interest in that, you can still look at your life and think like, what conditions can I remove to being happy here and in the future? And the best way to do that is just look at like the benefits of something. Like every negative has a benefit. Even this COVID thing, like I had a trainer or a client of mine who's a personal trainer, and we were doing well. We were doing cold calling and knocking on doors, and we were getting him clients, and it was going quite well. COVID hit. We had to flip the script, move him online. And now, because of that, stuff that we would have been doing maybe a year from now, we're doing now because we were forced to. And his online business is growing like crazy. His Instagram's growing like crazy. He's going to blow up pretty soon. Online clients are coming in. We advanced the model significantly because we're not focusing on offline anymore. Just a small example. There's always a benefit to every scenario if you can find it, if you can look for the benefits. And even if you're having a bad day, you can just be like, okay, let me stack up all the reasons why I'm going to win. Let me stack up all the benefits that I have so I can get to a place of gratitude. And gratitude is thankfulness and love, if it's gratitude towards God or just gratitude towards whatever you want. And that's the same as love to me. Love, gratitude, and happiness, those are the same emotions. So if you can get to that place by listing the benefits, you're good. Even if you don't have a lot of money, even if you don't have a lot of things going for you, like some of the best people at practicing unconditional happiness are people who don't have money or who have taken a vow of poverty and live in a monastery. They've removed themselves from those sources of conditional happiness. But that might not be right for you. You might want to do what I do, which is health, wealth, relationships, lifestyle. But focus more on the benefits and focus more on saying, like, what are all the conditions that I've listed for myself that are hurting me right now, that are hurting me in terms of my happiness? And write those down and see where your pain sources are and see where your triggers are and see if you could be like, I'm going to remove this from a condition of my happiness. I'm going to remove this arbitrary thing for, like, I need X, A, B, C, D, E, F, G to be happy. I had a client who was looking to make $100 million. And when we dove into his subconscious, it was basically like, he's not going to be able to let off the gas pedal and stop feeling anxiety and stop beating himself up until he makes 100 million 12 years from now. That wasn't something he knew consciously, but when we dove in there, that's what we found. Okay. So massive amounts of condition for him to not feel anxiety and for him to feel 100% worthy. But the reality would be, like, even if he hit that goal, and I think, he's going to hit at least 30 million. I've got some real young killers that I'm coaching right now. After 10 years of not practicing unconditional happiness, guess what? That goal is going to make him excited for a few months, and then it's back to, the next condition. Good to set goals, right? But also good to be happy with the conditions that you have. Be happy with things as they are. Be grateful for things that you have now, which, like, if you're like me, like, you might not even want to hear that, like, it's even saying that is kind of hard, but I know it's the truth. I know it's the truth because I spent so long putting so many conditions on my happiness, so many. And all that does is hurt you. So you can have goals, but you want them to be inspiring. Like, oh, all these cool things that I'm going to get in the future, but I'm trying to be as happy as I can now with the conditions that I'm in now. A spiritual practice is super helpful for that too. Like, putting your burdens on God if you can, asking for help, especially now with all the craziness that's going on in the world, I think is certainly beneficial. But if that's not for you, man, I really just, what I want is like to hit you with this concept. I think I got it again from Dr. DeMartini, or some of it from him, and some of it was my own thinking, conditional versus unconditional happiness. But probably the biggest revelation I've had in the last year or so is this. So I really want you to internalize that. And I would love you to sit down and think about all the reasons why you're winning, all the benefits you have right now, all the future benefits you're going to get from your goals, and also to list all the conditions that are in the way of you being happy right now, and seeing, okay, can I have practical solutions to that? Yes. But can I also have mental solutions to that, where I'm like going to remove this as a condition for me feeling self-love and self-worth, and start thinking like, you love yourself as you are. You're enough as you are. You're worthy of love today. You don't have to wait for that love 10 years in the future, or that self-love when you have X, Y, Z. So I hope you found this useful, man. You might want to watch this a couple times, because the concept's super important. Okay, the concept of this is the most important thing. And again, I'm not an expert on actually being the happiest person in the world. The happiest person in the world that I know of is a monk, is a Buddhist monk, Mathieu Ricard, I think. And he was measured. They set up machines to measure his neurochemistry. And he's a Buddhist monk who lives in the Himalayas practicing compassion meditation. So that should tell you something. He hacked the system there.